Do you dare to face a difficult truth? What is slowly wearing you down is not the present, but a sentence you once passed on yourself because of the past. At the end of this video, I will show you how to break that sentence, if you are brave enough to stay until the end. Welcome to Share Life, a place where simple stories carry deep lessons, helping us slow down, understand ourselves more clearly, and little by little, make life better each day. Have you ever sat alone when everything around you was quiet, yet inside your mind, old questions kept echoing? Why did I say that back then? If only I hadn't made that decision. If I were better, maybe everything would have turned out differently. Some memories return again and again, like an old film replayed on repeat. A failure at work, a broken marriage, a missed opportunity. A sentence you once said that hurt someone, and even now, you still can't forgive yourself for it. Many of us, between the ages of 30 and 50, have walked through countless crossroads, tasted the sweetness, bitterness, and sharpness of life. And because of that, we carry a lot of baggage from the past. Sometimes, what exhausts us isn't what we are carrying today, but what we refuse to put down from yesterday. Today, I want to tell you a story about letting go of the past, rebuilding confidence, learning how to forgive, especially forgiving yourself, and standing back up after falling. My friend, stay with me until the end of this story, because at the end, I'll share a very simple practice, just a few minutes a day, that can help you gently lay down what has passed and begin to trust yourself a little more each day. Now, let's begin. Not so long ago, in a crowded city, there lived a man named Jack. Jack was in his early 30s, no longer very young, but not old either. He once had big dreams. As a student, Jack believed he would build his own career, support his family, and live a meaningful life. And he tried. He opened a small shop with all the money he had saved over many years of working. He convinced friends to invest, promised his parents they would be proud. But business did not go well. Miscalculations, lack of experience, and then a sudden pandemic. After just 1 year, Jack had to close the shop. Debts piled up. Friends who invested grew angry. His parents were disappointed. Jack took it as final proof of one belief: I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. Not long after that, his 7-year relationship also ended. The words he had spoken in moments of anger, the times he chose work over being there for the woman he loved, all of them turned into knives stabbing back at him. She left. Jack stayed behind with a temporary job, unfinished debts, and a heart full of self-blame. From then on, he lived like a shadow. He went to work on time, came home on time. He worked hard, but never dared to ask for a promotion. He had many ideas, but was afraid to speak up. He met new people, but always kept his distance. Because deep inside, Jack believed, I ruin everything. I've already failed. I don't deserve another chance. Every time he tried to do something new, a voice in his head would whisper, remember last time? Look at how many people you disappointed. What right do you have to start over? Those memories clung to him like a shadow. Without anyone reminding him, Jack replayed his past to himself every single day. One day, after an exhausting week, Jack decided to visit his hometown. It was a small town with an old train station, where, as a child, he used to sit and watch trains arrive and depart. That afternoon, the sky was overcast, rain drizzling lightly. Jack carried an old suitcase. Inside it, he packed everything that reminded him of his failures. The contract for closing his shop, debt notices that had already been paid, old photos with his ex, academic certificates that now only made him bitter, a notebook filled with ideas he had never dared to pursue. He wasn't entirely sure why he did this. Maybe he just wanted to look one last time. And then, he didn't know. The station was almost empty in the rain. Only a few people waited for the last train of the day. Jack sat on a long wooden bench, placing the suitcase beside him. Raindrops drummed on the metal roof. The station speaker crackled faintly. An emptiness, heavy and dull, settled over him. After a while, an old man approached. He wore a faded brown coat and a worn baseball cap. His face was lined with wrinkles, but his eyes were bright and kind. In his hand was a large ring of keys that jingled with each step. He stopped in front of Jack, glanced at the suitcase, and smiled. "Long journey, young man." Jack looked up, a bit startled. "No, I'm just back from the city." The old man chuckled. "I wasn't asking about the distance. I was asking about the suitcase. It looks heavy." Jack felt his throat tighten. He looked down at the suitcase. It really was heavy. So heavy his shoulder still ached. "Yes, I suppose it is. It's my past." The old man pulled up a chair and sat beside him, extending his hand. "May I take a look? I've been the caretaker of this station for 40 years. I specialize in one thing: keeping lost luggage." For some reason, Jack smiled. There was something safe, peaceful in the man's voice. After a moment of hesitation, Jack unlocked the suitcase. Inside, everything was piled together in disorder. The old man looked quietly. No judgment, no comments, just a slow nod, as if he understood completely. After a while, he asked gently, "Why do you keep these?" Jack was surprised. "They're part of my life. What happened to me? I can't forget." The old man nodded. "You don't have to forget. But let me ask you this. Every time you look at them, what do you say to yourself?" Jack stared at the papers and photos and whispered, "I tell myself that I'm a failure, that I hurt people, that I don't deserve another chance." The old man sighed softly, still smiling. "Then you're not just carrying objects, you're carrying judgments about yourself." He stood and motioned for Jack to follow. They walked down the corridor to a small room at the end of the station. A faded wooden sign on the door read, "Lost Luggage." The old man opened the door. Inside were dozens of suitcases and bags of all shapes and colors. Some were covered in thick dust. Others looked almost new. "Do you see?" he said. "These are things people forgot, abandoned, or never came back to claim." He picked up a worn red suitcase and opened it. Inside were children's clothes and old toys. Years ago, a young family passed through here and left this behind. It must have been important to them once. But years have passed, and no one came back. He set it down. Some things, no matter how important they once were, reach a point where people choose to move on without carrying them. Jack remained silent. The smell of old wood and dust made him feel as if he were standing inside a small museum of time. The old man turned to Jack, eyes gentle. "Trains pass through here every day. Some arrive, some depart. Some journeys end early. Some meetings end in separation. But the station stays, and I stay, watching over what people leave behind." He paused, then asked, "Who are you, Jack? Are you the trains that have left? Or are you the station?" Jack frowned. "I don't understand." The old man smiled. "What happened to you? The shop closing, the breakup, the words you regret. Those are trains. They arrived. They stopped. They left. You can't pull them back, and you can't board a train that has already departed." He placed a hand on Jack's chest. "But here is the station. The one still standing, still breathing, still feeling, still able to welcome new trains. You are not your failures. You are the one who decides what to do after them. Jack stood frozen. No one had ever spoken to him like this. He had lived as if tied to trains that had already left, dragging himself back to that platform every day, forcing himself to replay the moment of departure and concluding, "I lost everything." The old man continued softly. Forgiving others is hard. Forgiving yourself is even harder. Not because you don't deserve forgiveness, but because you cling to an old sentence to punish yourself. You fear that if you forgive yourself, you'll forget the lesson. But remembering a lesson doesn't mean you have to carry a bleeding wound for life, Jack asked quietly. But how do I forgive myself? How do I stop letting the past control my present? The old man looked at the suitcase. First, realize this. Every time you open that suitcase, you replay the story with the same conclusion. I am a failure. I don't deserve. You can't change what happened, but you can choose a different conclusion. He pulled a half-torn train ticket from his pocket. See this? It's already been used. That train is gone. No one can reuse it. You can keep it as a memory, or you can hold it and cry every day because the journey ended. The difference is how you choose to see it. He placed the ticket in Jack's hand. Your failures, your relationship, your words, they are torn tickets. Keep the lessons, keep the gratitude, but don't turn them into a life sentence. Forgiving yourself means being able to say, at that time, with what I knew and what I could do, I did my best. I made mistakes. I accept the lesson. But today, I will not let that mistake define who I am. He opened a large wooden cabinet. Inside were empty shelves. Would you like to leave this suitcase here? You don't have to throw it away. You don't have to pretend it never existed. Just accept that it belongs to yesterday. And you, walk out of this room a little lighter. Jack looked at the suitcase. Each item was a pain, a regret, a self-accusation he had held too long. His hands trembled as he picked them up one by one. Tears fell quietly. He held the shop closure contract and whispered, "Thank you for teaching me that dreams need knowledge and patience." He placed it on the shelf. He held the old photos. "Thank you for walking part of the road with me. I'm sorry for the words and actions that hurt you. I allow myself to remember you as part of my youth, but I no longer sentence myself as unworthy of love." He placed them down. He held the notebook of unfinished ideas. "Thank you for reminding me I still have dreams. I was too afraid to open you. From today, if I try again, I'll take small steps. Not to prove my worth, but because I want to live honestly with myself." Item by item, he set them down. With each one, something loosened in his chest. His shoulders felt lighter. His breath grew deeper. Not because the past disappeared, but because he stopped holding it as evidence against himself. When the suitcase was empty, the old man closed the cabinet. "How do you feel?" he asked. Jack took a long breath. His eyes were still wet, but there was something new inside them. A quiet peace, a hint of hope, and a small trust in himself. "I feel lighter, but I'm afraid I'll come back and take everything out again, and judge myself all over." The old man nodded. "That fear is normal. The past likes to knock, especially when we're weak. But every time it knocks, you don't have to open the door. Just remind yourself gently, I know you're there. You're part of my story, but you no longer control my today." He smiled kindly. Confidence isn't believing you'll never fail again. Confidence is knowing that even if you fail, you can stand back up and still deserve a new chance. And forgiveness, for others or for yourself, isn't saying it didn't hurt. It's saying that pain no longer decides how I live today. That afternoon, Jack left the station with empty hands, but a fuller heart. He still had debts to pay, work to do, memories to carry. But he walked with a new feeling. He was not just someone who failed. He was someone who was still going. In the months that followed, Jack tried small things. He volunteered for a more challenging project at work. He spoke honestly with his parents about what he had been through. He allowed himself to meet new people, no longer using the past as an excuse to close his heart. Sometimes, the past still visited. On some nights, memories of the closed shop and the breakup returned. But instead of drowning in the old story, he placed a hand on his chest and whispered, "That happened. I hurt. I learned. Today, I choose to treat myself differently." He didn't try to erase the past. He learned to walk beside it, like passing an old train station, aware it's there, but not stopping, not trying to board a train that left long ago. And slowly, something miraculous happened. Confidence returned, not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly and steadily. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because Jack understood. He had the right to fail, the right to make mistakes, the right to forgive ein pardon, and the right to begin again. Now, this part is for you. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I invite you to try a small practice. It won't take much time, just a few minutes. But if you do it regularly, it can change how you see the past and yourself. 1. Find a quiet place and sit down. Turn off unnecessary noise. TV, phone, notifications. Sit comfortably, spine gently straight, shoulders relaxed. 2. Place your hand on your chest and breathe slowly. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Repeat 5 to 7 times until your heartbeat softens. 3. Gently recall one memory that's been weighing on you lately. Just one. A failure, a regretful word, a painful decision, someone you haven't forgiven, maybe yourself. 4. Imagine that memory as a train at a station. You're standing on the platform. The memory is the train in front of you. Sounds, images, emotions arise. Feel them, but don't chase them. Just observe. 5. Look at the memory and change how you speak to yourself, softly in your mind. This happened. I can't change it. At that time, with what I knew and could do, I acted that way. But today, I choose not to let this define who I am. 6. Take a deep breath and imagine the train departing. Watch it slowly leave the platform. You don't board it. You simply wave goodbye and say, "Thank you for the lesson. Goodbye. I stay with the present." Do this practice each night, or a few times a week. You don't have to erase the past. Just practice one thing. Every time it returns, change how you talk to it and to yourself. We can't turn back time. We can't rewrite old chapters. But we can decide not to sentence ourselves with old chapters anymore. To use them as diary pages of a journey still unfolding. Letting go of the past doesn't mean denying it. It means placing it where it belongs, behind you, not in front of you. Confidence isn't never falling. It's knowing you can rise again. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's no longer letting wounds steer your life. Little by little, you'll walk lighter, look forward more, and realize you were never just someone who failed. You have always been someone who is becoming.